Hi, welcome to another display demonstration of the FireTEK firing system by Cotswold Fireworks. In this demonstration we're just looking at the FTM-99s remote control, which in itself can be used as a manual remote firing system where you press the appropriate rails and fire one of the 12 ports, or you can use it as a master controller linked to a laptop and USB stick. What we're going to demonstrate is its audio capabilities, where it can play the audio files for one of your displays. If we turn it on, it goes through its tests, and initially, after it's finished its tests, it's in an idle state and TC is showing on the screen, which is timecode input, and the top of the controller has a port to allow you to put a timecode cable. Actually, that's the wrong port, it's that one, timecode cable. So you can have timecode input coming from a sound system of your choice. Now, I've never used timecode, and I've always used as audio. So the other way that the FireTEK remote can be used is to play audio, and internally it has 4 GB of RAM for playing a MP3 or WAV file output through a 3.5 inch or 3.5mm audio slot socket to your sound system, or to a cable that goes to a sound system on the firing site. There's 2 ways of doing this. We can demonstrate this. If we press and hold 5, we can go into the audio player, and it changes to ID internal disc and in pause. We're now ready to play the audio. So what we'll do is we connect up a microphone, just a little one, there we go, just a tiny microphone to play with, internal memory, and every time we press 5 we can just play and pause the music. And pause and play, or stop, which brings you back to the beginning of the track. Now, if you're like me and you run out of time, you forget to connect this module up to the computer. When you do, with a USB cable, it will be seen as a memory stick, and you just copy your MP3 or WAV file across to the internal memory. A point to note is the WAV file must be 16-bit format, not 32-bit. If you play a 32-bit WAV file, you'll get no sound at all. It will just be silent. But if you haven't copied it across, which is quite what I often forget to do, you can use a memory stick. So a USB memory stick, which can plug into the rear of the remote, he says, like so. And you will see that the ID has now changed to UD, USB disk, which is on the external one in pause mode. This is a different piece of music, so if I now press play,
I keep going to the river to pray, 'cause I need
and pause, and play,
something that could wash all the pain, and I'm lost, I'm sleeping.
and pause, and stop, which takes you back to the beginning, and you can start the track again.
I keep going to the.
So how does this work with a show? Well, you've connected up all your devices. Let's say that they're all talking to the system itself. We're ready to go. We are in idle mode. All you have to do is press and hold to arm the system, which will get it up and running. And you've obviously decided to use an external USB disk, which is connected at the outside. When you press play to start your scripts, the music starts at the same time.
I keep going to the river to pray.
And pausing there pauses not only the fireworks but also the music, and you can start again if you need to clear out a problem on your site.
I need something that could wash.
Or we can come out of armed, we're back to idle, and music stops. So this works really well, assuming that you've got access or a long cable to the sound system, which is perhaps by the fireworks and you're clear of the audience. But there are times, and we get this, where the audience are between you and the sound system, and you can't run a cable to it. So what you can also do is you can run a FTM-99s as a remote audio device. So we just happen to have one of those, so we'll just unplug this. It's the same one. So we'll turn this into remote audio mode. So hold down number 6. Let's plug it back in so it's... Hold down number 6 and turn the device on. The device will now power up in its test, release 6, and it will finish, and it will now become a remote audio device. You can now see this. It says Audio B on the screen. It's excuse me, bad cold. It's still using ID, so that's the internal disk, and but we cannot press play. Nothing works. All these buttons are completely useless. So you can give this to the sound engineer with the audio inserted. The sound engineer can plug it into the sound system, and he now waits for you. You come along with your fireworks and your remote controller. Here's our remote controller that we're going to use, and we turn it on, and we wait for it to create a network, which we'll do now. Not sure if we can see this at the same time. Test OK for the test. Go back to create network. We wait for the mesh to create itself. There we go, it's finished. We can now go across. We're looking at the system, slaves, it has 1, and if we page across we can see that it is an audio device. There we go, audio device. We're now looking at the signal strength between the two devices. We're looking at the battery life of the audio device. We are looking at the it's in idle mode, and there is a ping of 98 milliseconds between the two. Go back to the master screen, and we're ready to roll. So fireworks are set up, and on the master remote, which is this one, we can now arm the system. So press and hold and arm. The firework modules in the field have now gone and armed. The audio device down here, which is with the sound engineer, has armed. We're ready to play. So when we're happy, we can hit the play button. The scripts will start firing, and the audio, which of course is remote and possibly 100 to 200 meters away at a sound desk, will now start playing. And likewise, you can pause and play and pause and go back to idle. Of course, you know, as we said previously, you can take a USB stick and put it in the back, and it will now use the USB disk and whatever's on the USB. Again, WAV or MP3. So if we arm, there we go, we're armed, and if we hit play,
I keep going to the river to pray,
and pause and play
something that cool.
and pause and come out of armed, back to idle. So it's quite a well-featured device. Not only can it do manual firing, not only can it play audio from where you are by the fireworks, but you can give this off to a sound engineer in Audio B mode, where all the buttons are completely useless, and he can plug it into a system, and you have control over how the music starts and stops. It's perfect. It's exactly what you need. Thank you very much for your time, and enjoy the video. We'll give you some more when we can think of something else to do. Thank you.